All right, here we are. It's almost May and we're ready for EOC and AP season. We've got a lot of testing going on, which starts May 2nd through the 6th. Here you can see we have various AP exams. They'll be happening in the Lote area upstairs in the 2100. There's a link here to the exam schedule, and there's a tab for relocations as well. Here's what it looks like. Don't worry about the colors, that's for me. But here's room relocation. It's not complete 100% yet, but people might be coming into your room every day for 5 days in a row. So please be prepared for that and be welcoming to them. Starting on May 9th, we have our U.S. History EOC for our juniors, along with our Calculus AB exam. We will be using the 1300 area back in the science and some of the math wing, but we will not be using these couple of rooms that day. So those teachers are allowed to stay in their rooms, but you need to collect your students away from your room. The art teachers can grab their students maybe at the end of the hallway by biology 1312, walk them outside and into their back door. And the same thing when it's time for them to come back, walk them back and let them in and meet your next class. For 28 and 29, I would tell your kids to meet you in the senior atrium by the window. And then once past the bell rings, walk them over to the classes all together just to reduce the chaos. So that's happening on both of the days there. May 10th is Algebra 1 EOC for most of our freshmen, along with English language and comp exam, physics C exam. Um, and just every day, if you teach, expect somebody to be in your room during those 2 weeks and have to find a different location for you to kind of hang out. So on Algebra 1 day, we have a unique situation where about 200 of our ninth graders are not taking an exam. So down here it says students in geometry not taking Algebra 1 will report to the Lego gym at certain periods. Teachers will take attendance and cover during their conference periods, and the students will get a customized schedule for that day. There's a tab down here called Geometry Kids if you want to look up any certain kid. As you can see, the first student here, she's good to go. I missed this one up, so I'll change that because Miss Shipper's testing, but Guidry's not testing, Siemens not testing. But fourth period, she has a testing teacher, so she only has to go to the Lego gym fourth period. Some kids have to go a lot of periods, some only have to go one, but they will get a schedule and they'll be responsible for showing up there. So if you have these students, share that information with them. That will be updated, obviously. Moving back to the agenda. On the 11th, we're testing in all of the 1300s except 1325. We have an interesting situation with art. The art teachers and I will talk about that, but we're giving biology on the 11th, and that's 770 kids. Spanish Lang and Comp exam and biology exam. We will be using room 1233 for a little while to help with the Spanish exam. That's real close to the 1300s, so just expect that. May 12th, we're looking at makeup EOC, which will be most likely in the testing room. We might have, depending upon the amount, we might have to move somebody's room and use it. Also have a couple of AP exams that day. On the 12th, we'll be shutting down the social studies hallway, that chunk in the middle, all through the morning. In the afternoon, we're only shutting down a few rooms, which is 1240 to 1245. So please make sure that you look at that room relocation guide here. Again, you can click on the link and it's going to bring it up. If you're getting moved due to an AP exam, it should be on that link. This is lovely. May 13th, more makeup EOC, very last day to do it, more AP exams, and the makeup EOCs and the AP exams will be near the testing room. Week of 16th through the 20th are the alternate date for the AP exams. For various reasons, students miss it or have two exams at one time, or they choose to do a personal thing that pushes their exam back, so that will be happening there. So pretty much 3 straight weeks of testing, and I appreciate your patience. So going down here, these are job duties and descriptions. this is what your job is going to be on the big sheet when we go to look at that. So the description is here of what you need to do. So once we go to the other sheet, you can see what you need to do. I just want to talk a little bit about the cafeteria captain. Mr. Short is an amazing person, and he's willing to do anything we ask. He will be monitoring and taking attendance for the students who teachers are test administrating on that day and have like a random group of kids or one or two off kids. They're going to get sent to the cafeteria. Those are the only kids that should be sent to the cafeteria. And you're going to give your attendance rosters with their highlighted names of the students who are not testing by period to your department chair so they can give it to Mr. Short each day. This is also something that's a big deal. It's a VIP duty. You'll be lucky if you get it. On your conference period, if you're not testing, you're going to be asked to give your coworkers restroom relief. They're going to put the little orange cone out, and your job is going to be to circulate in your assigned area, or you can plop in a desk and just chill during your conference period, but keeping an eye out for those cones so you can give restroom relief. We know that if you get stuck in a testing room and somebody was assigned to give you relief and they didn't show up, that's a really disappointing feeling. So let's not disappoint our colleagues. STAAR test administrator reliever. There's counselors that will be certain areas in the hallway to help answer questions and pick up the slack. Hopefully there's not any for cone duty. Here's the freshman Lego gym duty. Your job is to report during your conference period and assist with monitoring students and taking attendance. Attendance will be turned into the testing room that day so that we can get a copy of it before we turn it into attendance. Hall monitors will monitor the assigned restroom or hallway that they're assigned to on the map. You'll stop by every morning and get your assignment and see if anything has changed. Assist during the passing period and keeping kids out of the testing area. STAAR test captain will be the principal in charge of your area. They'll be coming around to monitor rooms and check for compliance and testing. Test administrator, you're giving the test. That's easy. Testing room person, you know what your job is. Library monitor, this is Jesse. He's going to be in the library, but other teachers will be coming and going. I just need him to assist with attendance and other things as needed. There's a few teachers proctoring AP exams during the EOC. And then if you're a backup administrator, it's time to PTO, prepare the others just in case something happens. All right, so backing up to the big spreadsheet. This video is going to be all about logistics. That's it. We already know how to give the STAAR test. There's going to be an AP training, but this is about logistics. So here is the big, scary spreadsheet. This is it. It is sorted by department alphabetically, and then alphabetically. All right, I'm back. Like I said, sorted alphabetically by department and then by staff member. And then if you go across the top, these are assignments for May 9th. That's in purple. There's the test, the assignment, what type of room you would have, and the room location. And then if you're getting relocated, there'll be some rooms listed here. And we'll do some examples in a minute. Moving over, here's May 10th. It's in red. Same thing. Moving over. As you can see, the names stay frozen. May 11th, same thing. Moving over. And then May 12th and 13th and any other notes that you may need. All right, so backing up, scrolling down. I'm going to filter it. I'm going to show you how to do something because a lot of people are going to be in here. If you click the corner here, it highlights everything. And you're going to go to, where is it? Edit? No. Data, sorry, go to data, and you're going to do a filter view and create a new one. Because if I'm in there playing with something, you're not going to see everything and you're going to go, my name disappeared. All right, again, data, filter view, create a new filter view, and it brings you your own view of everything. So I'm going to mess around it in here. So I'm going to filter here by color for anything that's purple. And that's everybody who's involved in testing that day. And the count of that is, moving me over, oh, you don't need to see that, is a lot of people, if you can see, scrolling down. There's a lot of people involved every day in their job and where they're going to be. So here we have cone duty. We have STAAR test administrator in a regular room at 1338. Here we have Miss Crutchfield is giving the test that day. but she might have a couple of kids who are mixed in here or there that aren't testing. So she's not sending them anywhere. The X means she's sending them to the cafeteria. And if you look at the very end by her name, it says, send your kids to the cafeteria, give your attendance and assignments to the DC, like I mentioned in the video. Okay, coming back, and just since we are on Miss Crutchfield now, you can see on the 10th, she's not giving anything, but she is moving into, unfortunately, 5 different rooms that day. So on the 10th, those are her rooms right here. And then moving on, since her room is in a testing area, on the 11th, she actually got a room where she stays all day in the same room. So it's going to be really important that you share this information with your students. Please don't worry about all the different colors except the purple, the red, and I think it's the green at the end. They just help keep my mind right. If you must know, I'll let you know. All right, another thing. Jenny Metz is a floater, so she's giving the test on May 9th. And she's going to send her kids to the cafeteria because she's already a floater that day, and she's not getting her conference period because she's testing. Thank you, Jenny. And then moving along, she's got some other movement here on the next day. So really, like I've said before, the best thing, and then you can turn the filter off, filter by none. The other thing you can do is Control F on your keyboard, and this comes up here. So let's say I'm in room 1338. All right. Looks like there's 4 times that room number comes up. So Heather Payne is testing in there. If I click the little arrow, Cody Curtin, that's his regular room. And then he can look at where he has to move. He's got some movement as well. 1338, where is it? It's down here. We've got Jackie Schrant testing in there on the 11th. And then there's our last occurrence, Coach Mick. He looks like he's testing in 1338 on the 10th. So this is a very complex sheet, but if you do the search for your room number and your name, you're going to see all the times that it shows up, and you can kind of just click through with a little caret of where you're going to be. You can see it kind of gets highlighted a little bit right there. All right, so I need you to consume this sheet, take some time to look at it, ask your friends. If you don't quite understand how to interpret it, ask your department chair, and ask me. I'm okay with questions. All right, student testing assignments are listed here. It's listed by alphabet right now, but eventually it'll be sorted by first period, so you can kind of see which one of your kids has to test. You also got an orange sheet that tells you who is testing. Please, please, please don't let kids stay in your room if they're supposed to be testing. To me, that's a testing irregularity on your part, because you knew the student was testing and you let them stay in your room. And that's considered an irregularity if the student is on campus and they do not test. That's a big deal, and I get in trouble for that as well. Okay, so now I'm done reading the sheet, so I'm going to get the little black X over here. I'm going to close the filter view, and it goes away and goes back to normal. So now, even though in that filter, I messed around with it, it changed, but now I'm back to the original, and it looks just like it started. Okay, so there's going to be a little quiz that you're going to be required to take for just to understand the logistics of where you are. I trust that you've all been STAAR trained, you have a STAAR manual, and you'll come prepared that day. Thank you so much for your help, and please ask questions if you have any.